fit in too easily. Okay, so a bit of what we're working on today is putting the rear locker in the Corvair. So I already started by taking the diff cover off, and I'll be pulling the axles out. Those. So this is the best place to start because we don't know much, right? But we do know that there's some shims behind these bearings and everything's built to the same spec, not to the same tolerance, but to the same spec. So the chances of these being right is our best guess first. So we're gonna get them off and measure them and put the new ones together with the same amount of shims on both sides. Okay, Rudy, heat this gear up. It's not moving a little bit, is it? Okay, these we want to find out how thick these shims are. So will you go wash these off, Rudy? And then we'll measure that pack. We're gonna use we'll use the other calipers for that.
Yeah, it's snowing, nice big flakes, have about 2 inches. No wind. It's a nice day.
Okay. All right, I gotta measure these.
Oh.
Paul said he got a bearing puller, changed his mind.
I'm gonna have to get one. I've never had a bearing puller. My life is still the same.
You need a press to put the others on, don't you?
Well, yeah, we got what we need.
We got big hammers.
Yep. We're just gonna do this old school.
I have no idea how to read these.
I'll show you in a minute. My question is, how many of these are there? Was the opposite side of the gear. So draw it. The ring gear faces this way. So this one came off from this side. So that's this one. 0.122. Okay,
Wait, 122? No, not quite. It's 120.
Look how thick that is. It's less than one. It's 20 thousandths less than one, so it's about 80 thousandths. So right 80. I need a leather glove.
You can do it.
Push it. Yep. Okay. Pretty easy, huh? Okay, flip it over. Do we have a heavier hammer than this?
Boy, do we. Look at this mighty hammer that somebody sent us.
Oh, wow. That feels like
It
it's
must
compressed.
be compressed.
Stop. Okay. Stop. So we've got the stock pinion. Well, I don't see a shim in there. We'll have to check. We got some shims there.
I like how I clean the table off. You come and just take it.
Hang on, we got bigger fish to fry.
Oh yeah, there we go. Launch it.
Okay, that's how that went. Okay, set that back over there. And now we just got one more to press out.
Use.
All right, I need every single shim from there, and I need them measured.
Looks like it's just 1, 2, maybe like 7 or 8 shims.
Oh, that's too hot there. I might have got that a little hotter than I wanted to. So I'm just gonna put the same shim stack on and see how that goes. can't believe how tight that is. It's not supposed to be that tight. Okay, Rudy, I need that socket and the impact. I think we got our preload right. Oh yeah, you can spin it.
Tough guy, eh?
It's on the tight side. Oh yeah. Now it's time to put the whole thing together. Okay, there's definitely a right way to do this and several wrong ways to do it. I don't necessarily know the right way to do it. I don't even know the wrong ways to do it. So I'm gonna show you how I do it and try to make sense of it all. So the first thing I'm gonna wanna do, this is a pretty good press fit onto the carrier here. I'm trying to pull it on evenly. There you go. Now it's seated on there, and we can start putting the rest of these in. Go. Okay. So the next step is to put this in, and that's what we're gonna do now. And see. I don't know how this is gonna go. What? It fit in too easily. Like way too easily. Like significantly way too easily. And I don't even know what needs to happen. Well, the question is, how many shims do I put in this side? How many do I put in this side? And what? That is a ton. How much would you say that is? That's a ton. How did you even get them to look at that? Like, there's no way to press these off. But these bearings are going to be outside this by the time they get shimmed up enough. All right, let's catch up to speed on what's going on here. So the carrier is a wide carrier. For this particular model of axle, there's lots of them, but for this offset, there's two different widths of cases. There's a wide and a narrow. This is a wide case. There's two ways they fix that. They can put a wide carrier in, or they use these spacers on the outside. Some people call them case savers or outer bearing shims. So the carrier I took out of here was a wide carrier. It didn't have any shims. So we had to order a shim kit, and it's just changed everything. So when you change gears, you typically measure the shims and you put the same shims in, and that should get you close. Sometimes you get lucky and it just all falls together. All that's out the window now. We are starting at ground zero, and I've got this set in there. It's not tight, but there's no side to side. I've pretty much taken up all the lash. I want to see if I'm even close on my gear pattern, because if I'm not close on my gear pattern, that means I need to pull the pinion back apart and check it. So I'm not super excited that this is what we're having to deal with today, but it is what we're having to deal with today. So this is gear marking compound. It makes it so you can see what the pattern is for the meshing of the pinion and the ring gear. We'll just get 3 of them here. Go ahead and run it through. Yeah, run it through that way. That's actually not bad. Let's see where the heel is. Spin it backwards now. Okay, stop. That's actually acceptable. It's not ideal, but it's definitely not bad. It might have a little bit too much lash in it. That's okay. I'm on about 6,000 lash, and I've probably got 20. But it's promising. So we may have just got very, very lucky. So I was able to put a 10,000 shim on this side, a 20,000 shim with whatever one of these wide ones is. It took a little bit of doing. We got it pressed in there, so we've got the side preload on this. It sure feels like we've got the right clearance. I'm gonna tighten everything up, check the gear pattern, check my lash, and if it's good, we dodged the bullet. We got lucky, Ed.
Good. I'm glad you're learning now so you'll be able to do the front end next, huh?
Yep. Yeah, as soon as we get this laid out correctly.
Go on, Ed.
Trevor will appreciate this. Trevor,
Yes.
we may have just dodged a bullet.
Oh my gosh.
And now we're gonna check her. I already checked the pattern before we got this far away, but I think it's going together.
Finally.
Okay, we're going to torque these to 80 foot-pounds. So I'm gonna do one of them, and then you're gonna do the other one. Yes. Okay. Now Lizzie's gonna do. Yeah. So
Where is it
you're
going to?
80, it's gonna go to 80. So you're gonna be pushing up on that one, up and in, and pull down on this handle. Make sure that it's loose like that.
Look at that strength.
80.
Have Trevor check it.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, you got it. There you go.
All right.
That's how I do it too. I shake it.
I know, my hands are like pushing up.
But let me tell you, when it goes good, I've done a lot of gears, and I've been here when it hasn't gone good. So just know that my joy is real, and those of you that set up gears know what I'm talking about. Okay, we did it. Let's get this buttoned up.
Hooray.
Yesterday we got the rear axle, we got the locker and the gears put in it, and today we're gonna be putting the locker and gears in front. Ooh, so that's what's coming out of there. There's some factory 410 gears and an open differential, neither of which are suitable for the application we need it. So this is the front locker. It's a Detroit style locker, but it's actually manufactured by Yukon. We're taking the bearings off of the old carrier so that we can measure the thickness of the shims. We're gonna set this up with the same shim thickness and hope for the best. You gotta start somewhere, and it's always best to start there. So came in late last night after recovery, and I messed with this. So I'm gonna show you what I did here in a second, but first I wanna show you this gear pattern. Really good pattern on the drive side and a pretty good pattern on the coast side. I can live with it on the front end. I'd probably live with it on the rear end, even on a tow vehicle. But so we're gonna pull this out. I'm gonna show you the trick I used to make this go more smoothly. It didn't go smoothly, but it went more smoothly after I finally gave in. And then now we've got to find some new bearings because I ruined these bearings. Now this tie rod, if it was out of the way, it would definitely simplify things. We don't play that. So what I did is I bored it out so that you can just slip it off and on. And that allowed me to experiment and adjust these shims to where I got the lash and the pattern where I wanted it. So now we need new bearings, and I'm okay with that because this would have been a nightmare. Like, I don't know how many times we loaded this in there, like a dozen times, at least a dozen adjustments. I know some of you are really good at this, and you'll be like, 3 times tops, and I believe you, but dozens for me. Wow. I'd say we got about 4 thousandths. That's tight, but we're gonna be okay. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So when we put this axle together a little while ago, people commented about how little grease we put in the hub. This is why, because I knew we were gonna take it apart again, and I didn't want a horrible, horrible mess. Does it work? Did he maintain the angle? Okay. So
Sure
come on
did.
out.
Do you want Loctite on these?
No.
Okay.
Where's that little screw?
Back roads all over the place.
So we got the gears and lockers in it. I'm running a Detroit style Yukon up front and a power lock limited slip in the rear, which is the same thing I have in the Jeep. Some of you are gonna have questions. I've actually had comments on my Jeep. I use this 90 degree here, which is probably a bad idea for a rock crawler, but I've never broke one off yet. But when the differential's clocked this way, because we're using the double cardan up front, it's just the geometry for the pinion angle that we need. It makes it so we can't put enough fluid in this. It'll be below the axle line. So this just helps me get it back up. It's just a cheap, lazy way to get the fluid level back up to the right level. And with all that being said, thanks for watching.